happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Oh boy, is it getting bad in Fulton County, Georgia, guys, from Miss Fani Willis, district attorney down there. She is finding herself in a world of trouble. It seems like it just doesn't stop. Yesterday, I reported on, 20-some charges that were coming against Miss Fani Willis for, flying out and frivolously spending government money with her and her boyfriend, Mr. Nathan Wade. Now we've got Miss Fani Willis under the gun again after she was caught lying on oath underneath that subpoena from Jim Jordan, guys. And, we got potential felony charges on the table, the whole 9 yards, you name it. I'm excited to get in this one and see exactly what this one entails. So we're going to get straight to the clip and I'll get my thoughts on the back end of the video, guys. So definitely stick around to the end. So you guys get my thoughts on the back end. And also, YouTube, push this video out. Definitely stick around until the end. But let's get straight into it, you guys. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button, guys, as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Fani Willis is the center of attention. She is the focus of it all, not Trump. These are coming out almost every day. She is so corrupt. It's so hilarious and backfiring against her. We have another one of the 18 defendants turning around and demanding she be removed from the trial. This is all good news for Trump. Welcome to In Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. I hope you'll subscribe. It encourages me to do more of these kinds of videos. Let's go. There's a lot to cover. Grab some popcorn and a drink. This is going to take a second. Here's embattled DA Fani Willis faces 4th accusation to disqualify her from the Trump case. That means Fani Willis has the same number of accusers against her as Trump has indictments against him. 4. A 4th co-defendant in the Georgia case against former President Donald Trump has filed a motion for the court to disqualify embattled District Attorney Fani Willis. So this is the same thing that Roman guy did. Remember the headshot of him. And we'll get this other guy's headshot just so you can. This is David Schaefer. In case you haven't seen him, I'll pop a headshot in right here of his mugshot. Co-defendant David Schaefer, who in 2020 served as the Georgia GOP chairman and a GOP presidential elector for Georgia during the 2020 election, filed a motion in court Monday saying Willis has engaged in a, quote, pattern of prosecutorial forensic misconduct, which he says should disqualify not only her, but her entire office and prosecution staff. Schaefer on Monday claimed that Willis had a pattern of prejudicial public statements about the case through various media interviews and public speeches. I agree with this. It's clear that she's prejudiced against Trump. And claimed that in making such statements, she intended to, quote, reject and infect the jury pool. Now, this one I hadn't heard before. This is brand new. It actually makes sense. This is about why she went and made the big announcement at a church instead of to the media, which we're all going, why would she do that? Schaefer's proposal is that she was trying to poison the jury pool to her side. It gets a little more specific than that. Schaefer and his lawyers argue that this is primarily what warrants her removal. They say that she went to that black church and said, look, everybody, potential jurors, this was done because of racism. Remember that? This was done because of racism. And now, by implication, right, if you're in the jury and you take the side of Trump or against Fani Willis, then you are what? A racist. That's what he's claiming she did by going to that church. In other words, she got her message out to more potential jurors by going to that church. And so he's claiming that's evidence. But as noted, Gillen states, District Attorney Willis and Mr. Wade are not victims here. These are self-inflicted and completely avoidable errors in which the defense has no hand. But the defense, being Trump, had nothing to do with what they did to themselves, but are of such significance that the defense has no choice but to put them before the court. They're even saying, look, this is so obviously corrupt. We have to bring it up. You know, it wasn't our fault. Fani Willis did this. Gillen said in the filing that Willis's discomfort, because they're going, oh, Willis, she's so uncomfortable having to bring her relationship in front of everyone. Gillen said in filing that Willis' discomfort pales in comparison to what Mr. Schaefer, a presumptively and actually innocent man, has endured. So imagine that. This guy's a poor schmo who is called a fake elector and a false elector, which is not necessarily true, and that he was given RICO charges for racketeering. So this is why we say, if it's good enough to go after Schaefer and for being loosely associated with Trump, then it's good enough to go after Fani Willis. Boot on the neck. Do not let up. I want her embarrassed, off the case, done, disbarred, impeached, and thrown in jail, and probably deported. Do not stop. No mercy. I'm tired of mercy for one side for poor Fani Willis, but guys like Schaefer, throw the book at them, charge them with anything you want. This is just politics. Wait till you see the stinky trail of money that's funding Fani Willis. It goes all the way up to the evil one. Here's his life has been upended by unwarranted and meritless charges filed by District Attorney Willis. Poor Schaefer, this guy. And Fani Willis, that she does not have the legal authority or jurisdiction to even pursue, the filing states. Now, here's David Schaefer's Twitter. So this is the defendant, right? One of the 18 defendants that she nailed with RICO charges. Schaefer writes, we today filed 5 motions in Fulton County case, including this new 229-page motion to disqualify Fani Willis for a continuing pattern of forensic prosecutorial misconduct. Now, I'm not going to read all of those 229 pages, but I could do a show every day for a year just on this document. Here's the front of the page, okay? In the Superior Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia. This is State of Georgia versus David J. Schaefer. With defendants, defendant David J. Schaefer's motion to disqualify the district attorney for Fulton County, Georgia, Atlanta Judicial Court, and the district attorney's office from further prosecution of this action and for an evidentiary hearing. So now Fani Willis, all these people she called up that they just threw out in bulk with RICO charges, now every one of them can come back after her and say she should be removed for her corruption. Taking money from the government, spending it on herself to go after Trump. Quote, if I were to comment on any open case, it would be a reason to conflict my office out. That is, there'd be so much conflict that this office should be removed if they commented on an open case. Who said this? Fulton County District Attorney Fani T. Willis, November 14th, 2023. Emphasis added. Well, she commented on an open case, and by her own standards, it is reason to conflict her office out of the case. This is to the reporter of the Washington Post. Number 1, introduction and background. The Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has engaged in a pattern of prosecutorial forensic misconduct, which compels her disqualification from the prosecution of this case, as well as the disqualification of her entire office and prosecution staff. All of the causes for the disqualifications are self-inflicted blows. That was you, Fani Willis. You did this to yourself. We got to find the enemy. You know who the racist is? Look in the mirror. You're the bad guy racist that destroyed your own career. Straying wildly from the legal guardrails, which are designed to protect the accused from improper blah, blah, blah. That's just the beginning of the 299-page document. Here's Technofrog on Twitter. New details alleged against Fulton County DA Fani Willis. They're new. It's like this is a fire hose that will not end against this woman. Witnesses will testify she, quote, cohabitated, unquote, with Nathan Wade despite her denials at her home. So she claimed, remember, she said, this isn't corrupt because I fell in love with Nathan Wade after I hired him. And now we're finding out that's a lie. They have witnesses that said she and Nathan Wade were living with each other, cohabitated with each other before he was hired. Did she lie under oath? That's a felony. The relationship began in 2019. She's claiming it happened in 2020 or 22. 3 years before Willis Wade says it began, and before Wade's 2021 appointment. Oof. She's just done, guys. She's cooked. It gets worse for her every day. She has told so many lies. Now, here's that legal document. Notably, Wade's affidavit proves that a hearing in this matter is needed. For example, if Mr. Roman, remember Roman is the other defendant that went after Fani Willis and initially wanted this thing dismissed, was permitted to cross-examine Nathan Wade, he could ask questions such as the following. In paragraph 17 of your affidavit, you swore that you met Miss Willis in October of 2019. Isn't it true that you began more than just a friendship at that conference? In paragraph 31 of your affidavit, you swore that you've never cohabitated with Miss Willis, but the attached documents show you shared a king-size bed with her in Aruba from November 1st to November 4th. Additionally, witnesses will testify that you cohabitated with Miss Willis at her home in South Fulton. You lived there, buddy, until her father moved in with her, and then he began to cohabitate at the apartment of a friend of hers in East Point. More on TechnoFrog. Witness will testify that DA Fani Willis cohabitated in Airbnb. That was paid for by taxpayer money. The safe house was also a romantic getaway. She guilty of corruption. She has to get removed and her whole office removed. Additionally, witnesses will testify that you cohabitated with Miss Willis at an Airbnb in Hapeville that was paid for by taxpayer money to serve as a safe house for you and Miss Willis. Wade started divorce proceedings the day after he was hired as special prosecutor on the Trump case. The divorce turned contentious last year after Jocelyn Mayfield Wade, that's Wade's wife, complained that her husband had failed to disclose his finances, including income from working on the Trump case. He's a deadbeat dad and a deadbeat husband. Where's the feminists on this one? About anti-deadbeat dads. They're defending him. That's Democrats for you. They do not care about fathers. They do not care about deadbeat dads when it doesn't serve their political outlook. It is time for them to circle the wagons around Nathan Wade. He did nothing wrong, even though he was hiding income from his wife so that she would not get paid. He's stealing. Even the government money he's stealing. Whoopsie. Harry Littman just admitted Fani Willis is getting help from outside lawyers to write her court filings. Fani Willis is a plagiarist. But wait till you hear the dark money, how evil, where it probably comes from. Here's the Midas touch, a bunch of liberal squares trying to defend the indefensible Fani Willis. This lawyer lets it slip out. He goes, look, Fani Willis, I just want you to know that her documents are so well written because she's getting help from an outside source. So that's not a Republican came up with this. This is a Democrat Marxist apparatchik that came up with this. Watch.
So yeah, the writing's been splendid, notably so. This 176-page motion actually got an assist. We don't know. I don't know exactly who it was, but there have been some outside lawyers who've been joining the cause. You know, we have just everything is so different and they're in a fishbowl, but that includes then people who want to be helpful if they can.
This document is so well written. It got an assist, he said. They just now said, look, someone outside is helping. What does that mean? Here's Jeff Carlson. We've been noting this for some time. On October 4th, 2021, Brookings and Eisen published a report titled Fulton County, Georgia's Trump Investigation, an analysis of the reported facts and the applicable law. Eisen also has long-standing ties to CREW, C-R-E-W, and 3 of Eisen's co-authors are directly employed by CREW. 2 others are employed by the Brookings Institute. Both entities also provide outside funding and staff support to the report. Okay, so he's just saying, look, here's the group of people that are helping on the legal side. One other notable founder was also involved, the Open Society Foundation. Oops. George Soros's funding vehicle. There you go, guys. The same guy that appointed her is funding all these lawyers to go after Trump through a dummy like Fani Willis, who can't even write her own legal documents, needs help by outside brainiacs that Soros is funding. Also means Soros, through Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, colluding with the White House Biden to go after an opponent. How's that for dirty, rotten expose right here in exile? The Eisen report lists 7 pages of, quote, key people, including all those indicted by Fulton County DA Fani Willis. What does this mean? What's the significance of that? This is the report. It was an action plan that the Eisen report put together. And it had the 18 RICO charges, the people they went after. So it would have Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis and all of these names that are coming out were on that list. So they put together the hit list. Fani Willis wasn't smart enough to do it. Of course not. How would she know about what these people did? It's these brainiacs put it together, handed it to Fani Willis, and she aped it. They actually had, wait, let me read this next. The information provided by Eisen is so detailed and expansive that it appears Willis could have cut and pasted Eisen's work into her indictments. These are amateurs. At a bare minimum, it's clear that Willis had her hand held by outside lawyers that her throughout the entire process. Also notable are the overlapping dates of Eisen's reports and Willis's investigation. So as his reports came out, Willis's investigation comes out. And here's just a little tail note on that.
I think it's been solid, though. I have from the start thought, wow, charging it as a RICO has a lot of implications, and I care the most about speed. And I think that it's a big vehicle to try to lumber down the road and also be quick.
Whoops, I wanted speed, and I added a bunch of RICO charges that slowed this thing the hell down. Good news for Trump, it's all slowed down and gummed up. Bad news for these effete Marxist swishes that are all going down.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Doug in Exile. Definitely going to be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below for those of you who want to go over there and check that out. Also, for you guys to go over there and show our friend Doug some love. Oh my goodness, you guys. That is just unfortunate for the case of Fani Willis, just turning down there in Fulton County, Georgia. It just seems like blow after blow. It's things that I couldn't even fathom coming out. They're just coming to light. Fani Willis should have recused and stepped off of this case a long time ago. If she knew she had all this going on in the background, why would you not just step out of the light? You knew you were underneath that microscope the second you launched this investigation, launched this RICO case, the racketeering case on Donald Trump. Come on now. For her to have this much, dirty laundry getting aired out at this point, it is just bizarre to me that she would continue to, stay on this case. I would have recused myself way before it could have got to this point. I mean, if you know you were this corrupt, this far gone, why would you, stick the fork in her, guys? Fani Willis is absolutely cooked. She said there was going to be, no implications on the Donald Trump case between her and Nathan Wade because this, this affair or whatever they have going on started after the Trump thing. It didn't have any, implication on the case. Come to find out, she's been dating this man since 2019, guys. The case started in 2021. Not only did this love triangle start in 2019, you guys, but they were also staying underneath the same roof, guys, living in the same house. And then the article threw a little shade to mention that they shared a king-size bed in Aruba, and they said they had never, cohabitated together, on stand. That's perjury right there. Sounds like there's going to be some perjury charges slapped on top of those, 20-something charges we announced yesterday, guys. Fani Willis is done. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on it. It just seems like it doesn't stop. It was almost tough for Doug to pack this all in a video that was underneath an hour because of how much information. You could just tell it was just so much that Fani Willis has done and just coming to light. This is truly the end of Fani Willis we're seeing, guys. I'm reporting every single day, and every single day we're seeing something new. I won't stop. As long as the news keeps rolling, guys, I will keep breaking the news to you guys. So definitely make sure you guys hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy. Also, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.